Yeah, so we're thinking about Merkaba, the Merkaba vision. So we have Ezekiel, we know Elijah. They actually saw this transportation device, right? And was it of a physical nature? Is it something beyond what we can presently imagine? If it was like, I guess, conscious, vehicle of consciousness, I would know. I mean, they don't put those things in Star Trek. We've never seen those type of things out here. So I really don't really know what kind of
What do you mean? Their little, what about their little shutter that they have?
That was more like a vehicle of advanced technology, but not vehicle of consciousness. Like almost like a transportation interdimensional vehicle. That's what I think the Merkaba is from understanding Enoch.
What do you mean?
So, when we did Enoch, how did they get the 7 heavens? It's like these are dimensions that don't require physicality. So the only way you can work through them is where you think there you are, consciousness. That's why I'm thinking, what if those vehicles were not necessarily made out of matter? Because matter cannot exist in the higher dimensions for the 7 heavens. So if these are vehicle of consciousness coming here, what was the Merkaba? Here they could have manifested as a UFO. But we're coming, it can't be a UFO. It can't be that mechanical.
Maybe once it gets into this dimension, it turns into the vehicle, right?
Yep. It could be. So so Ezekiel's chariot, like Elijah's chariot, they were vehicles. And we know they did fly, obviously, by our definition of the term. But maybe they were actually something of a radical different nature, like extraterrestrial radical different nature, interdimensional entities. What's the word through space? Interstellar? Interstellar vehicles as well. I guess at this point,
I guess you're stuck on the vehicles that they come through.
I do. I kind of thinking like maybe we should think of interstellar and interdimensional as like one and the same almost, the same kind of science.
I don't know. You're more stuck on that. I'm not too sure what to think about that. For me, once again, I think that maybe they just need to come to penetrate through our dimension. They need. They need something. Otherwise, they burn up or just, I don't know. Maybe their bodies are too fragile to come through. That's why they need something.
So that vehicle acts as a protective. Okay, interesting. I'm also thinking about psychic travels as well, like those vehicles are...
When you do that, can you physically touch anything? No, you can only exert, like you can only see and watch.
Wouldn't you do the same in astral travel as well, right? I mean,
that's what I'm talking about.
You can watch a psychic. Not that travel, I'm talking about interstellar travel, interdimensional travel.
To go into another dimension?
Yeah.
So you're using your imagination of what it would be like?
You kind of go through your astral body. And I don't know if you use your imagination or it comes to your imagination. So I guess when you detach and you go astrally, right, that is the travel mechanism through dimensions.
Is there recordings that people do that and go to different dimensions?
To my knowledge, no. Even though I have seen people talk about it and do, I just don't take things seriously. I guess people reported doing that. That's the best I can answer it.
Right.
They reported to go to these places.
I've never ever heard about that. I just heard that, when people die, they float around, they see their loved ones, but I've never heard once about, honestly, I'm not going to have to go and look it up. No, I am. I want to do some research to see who goes to other dimensions when they're doing out of body.
Now they're just reports of people doing it. That's all there is, right?
Well, I'm going to check it out, and I'll get back to you people about it as well.
Within these dimensional realms, when they come, I would go out of my way and say that, yeah, these are mind vehicles. And they're very nebulous because it's all, I truly think if they're such advanced civilization, they have to work quantum in nature. They may appear to us in many different forms, different structures, different ways. So one UFO looks like a certain way, another UFO looks another way. They materialize. So whatever the technology is, when they come here, it takes whatever form based on of something that we have no idea about, something so nebulous.
Now, another thing is like, we say that they're so advanced or so much more advanced than us. Is that only just because they have flying saucers and they're able to come here?
That's one of the answers, but they also had 1 billion years over us to evolve.
How do we know this?
We have biblical records of this.
Yeah, but I think these are aliens. I do not think that they're angels, right? I know the angels are probably the oldest ones, like if they were made first before us and before others.
But they are other races of beings.
Yes, I understand that.
So angels, aliens, they're still aliens to us. They're still extraterrestrials outside our terrestrial domain.
Aliens need UFOs, angels do not.
Do we know the difference between the two?
Yeah, aliens come in through with flying saucers, and angels they just appear.
Wouldn't this be, let's say, angels that live closer to Earth, like Earth angels, the spirit guides?
Whatever angels are angels, it doesn't matter what rank they're at. Like, look at those 3 kids who saw the angels, and they prophesied some of the stuff, and they actually came true, right?
Yeah.
They didn't see a UFO. The angels just appear in front of them, right? Or it was the Virgin Mary, I think it was,
whichever,
right?
Something that would give them a vision.
That's right. Like, they're going to accept what they see. So I'm going to say angel.
Okay, what would you call the Watchers?
They don't come in through here with UFOs, then they're angels, some form of angels.
But we have what's it called, when we did our Enoch, for example, we do see that they're very technologically advanced as well. The Watchers, they're
what do they need
reptilians.
technology for?
Why?
Yes.
Well, natural evolution of a species.
But they're angels. They can go and do whatever they want. They're free to go anywhere in the universe.
They're free to go anywhere, but they still need some device, some travel device. I mean, again...
Why?
Well, think about it.
I don't understand. If they're spirit, they should be able to...
Well, we say the spirit, but they do have a form. They have a form. Ezekiel, in the biblical visions of Ezekiel and Elijah, they describe them as... remember, they described the lion, the angel with the many wings, the many faces.
True.
So they have a form of some sort.
Yes, okay, we're telling, yes,
Yeah,
I'm agreeing about the
form.
form.
And then
You're talking about travel, though, George.
But then again,
we're talking about 2 different...
What is the Merkabah? What if the Merkabah was that vehicle, again, the UFO vehicle? And he describes them as angels, but then they came up with this chariot. That's what I'm thinking. There has to be some...
Maybe they didn't have a word. They thought they were angels, but they were actually aliens. Right? Once again, there's a lot of stories how angels just appear. They don't come in vessels and stuff like that, right? But then again, the second coming, isn't there supposed to be things that come out of the sky giving us signs that they're coming? I don't know. Maybe the aliens are messengers.
This is within the realm of speculation. That's why, from our perspective, at least I would say, from our perspective, they're one and the same.
Well, what do you guys think? Give us
let us know. We kind of going back and forth here, her and I, because we have our way of interpreting, but we still don't know. We guess from biblical records, from Kabbalah, from many other, what's it called, texts out there that's available about this type of mysticism, that angels, aliens, they could be one and the same, because at the time they didn't have words, like you said, right? They didn't have way of description, so they described it as a chariot with horses. But obviously it wasn't a chariot with horses. Maybe it was like a mechanical device of some sort.
It's whatever they saw.
Whatever they saw.
Yeah, whatever their minds can actually see. That's why we'll never know. We understand that something did come out of the sky. I mean, something did come out of the sky. It's just like the pyramids. I think there was aliens involved to help make those, because you can't even put a credit card in between the stones. That's how nice and tight they were.
Yeah.
So...
Well, they build them like that too. But if let's say we take the author of Enoch 3, what's named Rabbi Ishmael, he describes all the 7 heavens as if he went there.
Mm-hmm.
How did he get there if he done astral travel? Maybe for them to come here and they want to bring their bodies, they use the vehicles, saucers, whatever that is.
Oh, if they want to bring their bodies with them.
Yeah, so they use saucers. He didn't bring his body. He went astrally there.
He only took his spirit.
He only took, yeah, that's right. He took the spirit, the astral body.
Right.
So there's that reconciliation here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, that's interesting, I guess. So if you want to travel into the 7 heavens, I guess you do have to keep in mind that you're not only travel interdimensionally, you're also traveling interplanetary, I guess. And maybe we should not separate the two. It's one and the same, maybe. Like
Maybe.
Even if it's not one and the same, what if it's just another way of getting there?
True.
Yeah. Okay. So for this podcast for the 7 heavens, I actually had to dig up some of the ancient Kabbalah oral traditions that we passed around so I can actually get the names right. And I just want to read something to you quickly about the 7 heavens, about their names. And it comes from the Talmud, the oral tradition. And it goes like this. There are 7 levels of heaven, and their names are Vilon, Rakia, Shechakim, Zivul, Ma'on, Mahon, and our personal favorite, Aravot, 7th heaven. Okay?
Whose favorite? Yours?
I think it was yours too. Didn't we do the one with Enoch and you said that's your favorite? No?
I don't know.
I say it's my favorite because when we did Enoch, that was the one that was always focused on mostly from the 7 heavens. That's why I think it's my favorite. All right. So the first heaven is called Vilon. Vilon actually means curtain.
A curtain.
A curtain in just straightforward English. I mean, in Hebrew. Straightforward Hebrew, it means a curtain. But in ancient times, it was actually known as a heaven. And for those of you guys who are familiar with Eastern mysticism, 7 heavens, they call them lokas. In the first heaven, they call it the Buloka. Buloka.
Interesting. And that means
First heaven.
first heaven.
We call it curtain. I don't really know the true definition of the word in Sanskrit. They could probably call it like a separation or something. I just know the word they use is buloka.
Okay.
Yeah, because some of those words, it's way outside our meaning to translate in modern language. Okay. So in the Talmud, actually, let me just read you a little thing what it says about the first heaven. All right. It says that it serves no purpose other than it comes in the morning into its pouch so that light becomes visible and goes out in the evening so it can no longer see the light, and it renews every day the work of creation, and who spreads the heavens like a thin curtain and stretches the map like a tent to dwell in. That's what it says in the oral tradition about heaven, the first heaven.
Wow.
Now,
So it's like a curtain that stretches.
seems like it.
Now, could that be the curtain that they always talk about, that there's a veil? Like,
That would actually, I think, is the 3rd or 4th heaven, what you just said. This
Yeah.
curtain, what they're talking about, is nothing. It's our atmosphere. It's just our planet. It's the air,
okay,
right? That's all it really is.
okay.
Yeah, but always keep in mind that,
So then we live on the first heaven.
yes, our consciousness right now is first heaven.
Which, it is beautiful here on earth. It's just so
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
So I
Exactly.
could see how this could be a heaven. And we just got a lot of demons running around.
Yeah. Well, funny you say demons running around, because I was actually about to tell you that the air, because the first time it's our air, it's a very populated place, and we have lots of entities who live there. And they're not birds, because birds live in the trees. Who lives in the air is who we call the shadim, the demons. They're spirits. They're also known as jinns. And they're actually very much around us as we speak.
I believe in that.
Yeah.
So these jinns live in the air. So that means that they're bounded close to the earth, to us.
Oh yeah, earthbound.
Earthbounds?
Yeah.
All right. Now, how do you catch one of these jinns to give you, rub that little lamp?
Yeah, I think that's in the movies.
Well, because the jinn is also known as genies.
Genies, that's
in
what
other
we call them.
cultures, right? So, there's another name for them, is there not, in another culture?
I
think every culture has a jinn.
Yeah, they do. In the Sanskrit, that's the old Hindu language. I think they called rakshas. Rakshas. In Hebrew, they call them shadim. And we just call them demons.
But they're the same?
They're all the same, maybe different species and all.
Right.
But they still belong to the same class.
Right.
They live in the air. They're made out of air and fire, made of plasma. They don't have...
Just like how
water.
white people, there's all different kinds of colors.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool. So
yeah.
there's the same thing in, like there.
Yeah, in the demon world,
In
right?
the demon world.
Yeah. Okay.
So why do the demons, why are they so close to us? Why are they not further separated from humans, I wonder?
They're probably separated due to their genetic makeup compared to ours, but in terms of makeup, they're separated. But in terms of proximity, no,
Right.
they live here with us. At least those.
And there's rumors, of course, that, they influence people. Well, what I was
yeah.
saying is why were they put so close to us? Is that the test of, like, not listening to that bad little devil on your shoulder and listen to the angel on the other side?
The beautiful mythologies and metaphors.
We got a lot of them in this planet, so...
Yeah. Well, okay. So here's a thought.
All right.
Talk about those demons since they're so close to us, right?
Right?
So can the demon spirit, let's say, sitting right here, is it oblivious to us, or can we see it, or can it see us? So that's my question.
Well, I think they see us. I think they have eyes. They can see us all the time. I think some people can see them. I think sometimes when they're not aware, or they forget themselves, somebody might get a glimpse of them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? For me, I'd rather not see them because I don't want them aware of me being aware of them. I just feel safer that, you know, so...
Yeah, but you're right, because sometimes you do have those separations that they can see us if maybe there's something incomplete within them, and they can kind of cross over here because whatever they need for their completion. And even us humans, a lot of people that report seeing demonic entities is because they have some incomplete or something about them that's off.
The demon or the person?
Both. The demon in their realm and the person in our realm. Because they were put veils on purpose, but why do we see them sometimes?
Oh, I think some of us are just a little bit more gifted. Or if you have enough knowledge, you understand that there's a veil there. Mm-hmm. Once in a while, it would slip.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I think maybe it's done on purpose for you to see, to make you more of a believer. Like, some people would say, I think I just saw something. And they say it to themselves, and then they chuck it away. No, actually think about what you just saw. You just could have easily saw a slip in the curtain.
Slip the curtain. And usually that happens if your third eye is, I guess, a little bit opened up or off to the left, whichever definition you want to use to cross that veil and see those other entities.
Well, how do you explain that we're seeing shadow people?
That could be either because of their will, or maybe it's a third eye that enables.
Interesting. Well, because even for people, like I said, that video that caught that kid being dragged.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, that's physical. That's
a physical, so they crossed over.
Very much so.
Mm-hmm.
And from my understanding, they don't just come at night. It's anytime.
Anytime.
Anytime. So, is it that they're getting more powerful, that they're able to do this?
They, by their nature, they're more powerful than us. But they've been around much longer. They're more advanced.
Yeah, but why is it now that we hear more of these shadow people than we did ever in history?
We do have recorded in history of...
We do, but we're hearing it more now. Is the question. Why are we hearing it more now? Now, I'm going to go back to, we have the internet, so people are able to share.
Social media.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right? So people get to see what,
They're recorded now better, yes.
And now it's recorded. Instead of someone saying, I saw something, well, where's your proof? Oh, look at this video.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
We have the equipment to catch it, too.
We do. Now they have those ones that those hunters use, that they can capture. You could see the person, and if there's no one else in the room, you could see another entity.
The infrared cameras.
That's right.
Yeah.
See, they're getting better and better at that. So
Maybe.
could
Maybe.
be, right?
Well, let's talk from a personal experience. You know, you and I have a lot of these personal experiences. Remember, at your friend's cottage, we were sitting. I think it was like 3 a.m. It was we were doing meditation, I think. And what happened? You brought my attention to something sitting across.
No. What brought my attention was something walking.
Something walking.
It disturbed the fire and then sat down across from me.
Right. But you brought it to my attention after. I didn't see it.
No, you didn't see it. I felt it and I saw it.
Yep.
It just sat down. And then when I said, George, you see that over there? And you turned to look and you were like, you didn't see it, but you felt it.
Oh, I felt the vibration. So when I put my left hand out, I felt I call it Kundalini vibrations on the hand. And I did, let's go feel, okay, there's definitely something there. So I did not see it with my visual eyes, but I felt it through its energy signature.
Now, I didn't see it as in seeing something. I saw the outline of it, energy, and I saw it sit down. And people, this is the truth. When I pointed out that it's sitting, it got uncomfortable because that was the feeling I got from it, and it got up and left. And George actually felt it get up and left. Before I even said anything, he's like, oh, it's leaving.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, we made it uncomfortable because it was not expecting me to actually see it.
No, he didn't. It's like as if how do we put it?
We surprised
it.
We surprised it.
We actually surprised that entity. But yeah, once you brought it to my attention and I felt its energy, yeah, right away, whatever it will do, I would sense instantly.
Yep. So some of us can see past that veil. I guess, I don't know, because we meditated and we were talking about spiritual stuff, so I'm going to be very open. So yes, my third eye is more activated than, it's more open than closed.
Yeah.
So when things like that happen, I notice it right away. I feel the difference it's like if someone's standing behind you and looking at you. Why is it that people sense that? That's the senses I get, but mine are like...
Very much so. It's like, you're driving a car, you pull over, you look at somebody will look at you as well. It's like as if you sense somebody looking at you.
You sense that someone looks at you, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's the kind of sense or feeling I have when something that is not human, whatever that thing was, because I can't tell you if it was alien or ghost, but I'm going to say more alien, because spirits have a different kind of low vibration, as in this was a very high. And as I saw it walking and sitting.
It's interesting. You said walking. Since it was like 3 a.m. and we had a little bit of light from the cottage lights, I actually saw different shades of darkness.
Yes, you did.
It was lighter, right?
Yes, it was dark in the chair and it was light all around it. It was a darker...
Yeah.
Yes.
And when it walked away from the chair, that spot was lighter.
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw it walk away.
That.
So, and once again, because of the fire, there was enough light.
Yeah.
I was in that already state of open-minded. And once again, we did surprise it. It got up very quickly and left. So probably went back into the trees to watch us.
Yeah. So maybe that was one of those entities that lives in the first heaven, right here with us. Maybe.
I think so. I think I don't know why I keep going back to he, but I think he was interested in what we were talking about. He wanted to sit down and listen.
Yeah, I think so.
And I think he would have sat there and listened to us if we didn't notice him. Because I think one of the protocols are that we're not actually supposed to know that they're around.
There we go.
Right?
There we go. The question was answered. We're not supposed to.
Yes.
But some of us do.
Yes.
Some of us indeed do.
And actually, that was our first time at that cottage. So whatever's living by there did not know. Right?
They know there are going to be 2 people that will know it, sense it.
Yes. And once again, we did get it. You felt that surprise kind of thing from it. So
totally. Yeah, but it's interesting. Like, just before we continue, to let you guys know, her and I we're very much intuitive when it comes to understand the higher realms, dimensions, spirits. She has a very active imagination where she sees more visual. I'm more of an energy feeler, so I can sense the energy signature vibrations through the awakening of the Kundalini. Looking at the same reality, two different ways of interpreting it, or two different ways of feeling the same reality.
Yes, it's kind of weird because, he feels it one way and mine just comes naturally. He has to work to feel it, as in mine it's there.
Yeah, I had to, let's go get into the whole holistic chakra Kundalini meditation in order to activate that. It didn't exactly come to me naturally.
No, people, please, you got to really sit down and meditate to be able to do this. And everybody is born with this, and everybody can do it. Everybody.
Agree. And guys, catch our videos on meditation. We have a beautiful one called Demystifying Meditation, and another really good one called Connecting with Primordial Cosmic Energy, where I actually walk you through an entire meditation. There'll be much more to come. So leave us a like, subscribe to much more informative and practical videos.
All right. We shall continue. Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
We always get off track.
I know. Sorry. That happens. Her and I always do that.
Yes, we do.
Second heaven, it's called Rakia. For those of you who are very much familiar with Eastern mysticism, it's called Buvar Loka. Buvar Loka.
I can't pronounce that.
Yeah, I guess you have to practice Sanskrit. I actually enjoy learning Sanskrit.
And look at that, it's a BH.
Buvar Loka.
All right.
So, Rakia means firmament, and it's really still in our dimensional plane. It's where the stars and the moon, like all the constellations, right? And there is actually a reference to it in Genesis, in the book of Genesis, in the Bible. And just to quickly read you what it says. It says, God placed them in the heavenly sky, the Rakia. And you find it right there in the beginning of the Bible, Genesis 1:17.
Now, when we look up at the sky, we're actually looking up into the second heaven.
Yeah, Rakia.
Now, this is why people are so attracted to the sky, is because it is second heaven.
Yeah, that's outer space. That's our dimension, right? And let's say we talk about spacecraft. You go to the moon. You're traveling through the second heaven, essentially.
Yes.
Yeah. So, very straightforward.
In a physical way. Now, if you did that in a meditation way, you'd see so much more things.
You see a lot of what's called beautiful creatures on the way.
Yes, it's kind of funny because, once again, with our regular eyes, we do not see these things. In our meditative mind, we get to see them.
Yeah. Through your mind's eye.
Yes, through your third eye. If you want to see these, meditate, people.
Please, you can imagine the enlightenment you're going to get. And during these COVID times, work on yourself. You'll be amazed how you'll survive the insanity being imposed on us.
It's true, it will calm your mind. It will take a lot of worries away.
You would.
It'll just make a more calm person.
If you like to see more videos like this, please consider supporting our work by visiting the Zen Shadows website at www.zenshadows.com. It is a rapidly growing clothing line designed by Ava and myself to enhance the meditative experience. So the seeker, the practitioner will actually embody by wearing the symbol that they're meditating upon on their clothes as on themselves, and this way the meditative process, the alchemical process, gets internalized, and it does really work in terms of enhancing the meditation. So with that being said, check this out.
Very smoothly. My arms just slip through very easily. It's very beautifully designed. And it's very comfortable. You can wear it anywhere. You can sleep with it.
So thank you guys so much for joining us here. This was a small taste of things to come. Please leave a like and subscribe to our channel, and feel free to leave your comments and questions as well. We read them all. Best of luck, stay safe, stay connected, and we'll see you guys in the next video.